Okay, hello Matthias. Let's speak about your history, who you are, and from where you start your
The journey.
journey of healthy food.
Okay, yeah. Okay, the health food journey started something like 5 years ago now. Actually, it started a long time ago, but the last thing that I remember was I was in Maldives that time. I had a photo studio. Actually, great job, beautiful people, beautiful landscape, everything very nice, very good money. But I felt empty inside. I felt really empty. Before I was photographer there, I was DJ for 10 years, which started in Spain. A lot of partying and a lot of drinking and all this kind of things. I got really tired of it. I come to this point where I standing in the evening there and I was drinking and the alcohol had no effect on me anymore. I was drinking maybe 2 bottles of rum and I was clean in the head and I was thinking what I'm doing here with all this drunken people. They come here, hey, can you play? This, you get the spit of them. I think, hey, this is not my planet, not my environment. And so I come to the point where I was crying before I go to work, before I go in the evening to go to the party. I was at home and I was crying. I said, I don't want this life anymore. I don't want this anymore. So my step out of this was already, I asked the universe, please, I don't want to be the last one who go to bed on the island. I don't want to be the one who switched the light off always, drunken, and the next day I don't remember. So I asked, please, I want to stay in Maldives, it's so beautiful, but I want to be the first one that wake up. Yeah, that was my question. And it was very interesting. I was entertainment chief that time from the entertainment department, and one of my guys was running the atelier and he do the photography, and he left. And I didn't connect at first, and there was another girl, she was in the crew training management, and I sitting with her in the office and she say, I don't like my job, I want to stay here but I don't like my job. And I say to her, why you don't do the atelier, run the photos, you can do nice photos, you can stay on the island, it's a very beautiful job. And then from behind comes something like this, like Matthias. Or you tell her, you do this. And then I think, it's true, I can do this, that's my job. So I go directly from her office to the GM and I tell him, look, I know how you can save the salary and the room. I told him this offer and he say, okay, but you are not photographer. No, I say, I can do this, I can try. He say 3 months, try. So I tried and obviously I was not too bad, it was fun. 1 year later I had my own photo studio in Maldives, so I stayed with this, but still already away from alcohol and all that stuff, but still very addicted. Sugar, Red Bull, cigarettes, smoking a lot, also not only cigarettes, I smoke every stuff that was available, and inside empty, like I become depressive. And I remember there was like a tsunami warning and I just stayed in bed. I think when the water comes, let the water come. I really don't care. Yeah, and that was one point of my life. I remember like emptiness, no sense, meaningless life. My girlfriend at the time, she supported me a lot, and yeah, I remember her brother had a wedding in Manila. She's from Philippines, so she asked me to come to the wedding. I said no, I don't want to go. And but one day before she left, I said I want to come with you. So I booked a ticket. I go with her to the wedding, and it was for me like not very uplifting. It was like in the church and like that stuff and all the food in Manila and like this. And I remember that day, one day before I started with the healthy life, that was in Manila. I still eat a double cheeseburger on Fridays with extra bacon on the top, and that was the most delicious burger I ever eat in my life. I didn't know that was the last one. I didn't know that time. But after eating that burger, I remember I go to Google, I look mindful retreat, something I Google, and 3 times I type on 3 different things, and it all guided to the same direction. A little retreat center in Palawan, Philippines, called Bahay Kalipai, really back to the roots. Next day I'm sitting in a small plane, 1 hour, I fly there, I arrive in Palawan, I go there, and wow! When I speak now I get, you see, I get shivers, yeah? Because I arrived there and I feel, wow, this is my people here, this is what I was looking for all the years, yeah? Very back to the roots, normal people, normal conversation for me, yeah? Real thing, raw food, only raw food. Meditation, yoga, mindful stuff, all the day around there, nothing, only very village people.
And you didn't have any experience before with all of kind of this?
10 years before I have raw food experience in Germany. I lived with a family for 6 months. They eat raw food, but it was not raw vegan and it was not 100%. It was also like a raw oriented diet, but still they have bread inside, and also they have sometimes a little bit meat and like smoked paleo thing, yeah? Not really 100% raw. So I know it's good. I know you can survive on it, but
good for what?
The energy, the change, yeah. And yeah, I see this when I'm back in Philippines. 3 days, I was changed completely. I remember after 3 days, I didn't smoke anymore, nothing. And by the way, since that I did the retreat, I didn't drink any alcohol, I don't smoke, didn't use any drugs, nothing, only pure.
And what this kind of changes, what give you more, like you said, more energy, what more deep, if you what is it?
Yeah, my life energy comes back, the purpose comes back, I feel connected all the time. Right now I feel all the time connected, like I'm part of the source. There's no separation, and yeah, I found my purpose again in raw food. I felt really clean, energized. I sleep a lot of less. My frequency from very down, a low frequency, rising up every day, like sparkling energy every day, and it's still there, especially here in Bali. So I visited more raw food classes here, and I go deeper. I do the Pure Joy certification raw food class that was also in Bali, and yeah, I go deeper. And Universe was on my side, yeah. So the Raw Food Bali, I took over. The guy who runs it before, he want to go, I want to leave Maldives, so it was perfect. I say, I want this.
Since how long time you are in raw vegan cooking stuff?
3 years now.
3 years. After Manila?
After Manila, I go back to Maldives, still have the photo studio there. I eat raw already in the resort, just like an experiment. Yeah? I want to see if I can maintain a raw vegan lifestyle. And it's very good, no problem. The first 1.5 years, I was completely fully raw. You can say I was a little bit like a raw food Nazi at that time, for me and also a little bit for others. Now I'm more relaxed. Yeah, like sometimes, you know, we have the raw vegan buffet today. Also, I eat this. Not raw vegan. Balinese vegan buffet. I also eat this sometimes, rice. Not every day. 80%, 80-90% need to be raw. When I eat too much cooked food, I feel my frequency go down, and I need to eat raw food to bring my frequency down.
And what about your project in Bali?
The Raw Food Bali?
Yes.
It's the cooking class that I do.
And how you start to do it?
To share. I just took over the website and the social media and started to do raw food.
But I mean, you come here to Bali and you start here in Bali. Why? And how you come here?
For me, Ubud, especially Ubud, is like a perfect environment for people that are looking for change. And change starts on the plate in front of you, like for me. For me, the change here had already long time I wanted to change something, but I couldn't manifest it. So when I start to change my food, it was very easy like this. I can change all the other things. It's no problem. So that's what I always say. In every class I say, this is just to inspire you. I just show you how easy it is to make healthy, delicious food, guilt-free, without harming any animals. And for me, it makes sense. There's so much books out there, documentaries about what is right, what is wrong. I just look into nature, and it makes sense for me. From over 700,000 species on that planet, we are the only one who eat cooked food, and all the other animals, all the species eat raw food. And when you look at them, they're in perfect shape. I never have seen an obese deer or an obese giraffe or elephant. They're all good shape. They have, when they're old, they die. But when they live, they live. They don't have kidney cancer and osteoporosis and all our stuff that we have to deal with is mostly food related. Comes all from the same root cause, too much tissue acid from the too much proteins and the too much animal stuff that we eat. So when we go back to like a species, a proper diet for humans, which is, in my opinion, is mostly raw, automatically we can reverse all other stuff. We get back our energy, we can get rid of all this kind of disease. That's what I share. That's fun for me to share this with the people here.
And what kind of courses you do? What is inside of parts?
The best, in the moment, the best class, what the most people like to do is a 3-day class. So we start on day 1 with easy to make raw food that you can do in your daily life.
What kind?
What type? Pad Thai kind of stuff.
Raw, yeah?
All raw. And yeah, of course desserts, also some dessert.
Can you explain me like one course, like step by step what I do? Yeah, a little bit, you know, like.
Okay, let me think.
Yeah.
I think sure.
You have.
We speak about day 1. We speak about what is the raw food and why is it so beneficial for the body, and then we start with the cheesecake, because it have to sit in the fridge a little bit until it's ready, and we eat it in the end of the class. But right after that we do a Pad Thai, use a lot of different vegetables that we bring in a special shape or form, because texture is very important in the kitchen, especially in raw food. Different texture means a different experience. Nobody wants to snack on baby carrots all the day, it gets quite boring. So we use raw foods, we process them a little bit, but we turn them into foods that is a lot more delicious than when we keep it only raw. We keep them alive, that's the most important thing. Not cooked, all the enzymes still inside, and minimal processed. And we don't add any harmful stuff, no dairy, no gluten, no MSG of course, and to keep it quite natural. People are really surprised what you can do with easy thing to turn food into an experience, that you can eat a salad which don't look like a salad, don't taste like a salad, and makes you full, and after you still have a satisfying experience from the spices and things. You have the feeling you ate a real Pad Thai or something, but actually you ate a salad that looked like a Pad Thai and maybe tastes like a Pad Thai. We do pizza, we do lasagna, we do falafel, we do all this kind of things. Day 2 is more warm raw food, also soup, and day 3 is like food that you can bring when you go to friends, to a party or something. You visit some friends and you want to bring some finger food, some rolls, bring rainbow rolls, and all this kind of yummy vegetable snacks that you dip in the sauce and you can eat.
This is like easy to keep cooking outside of Bali, this kind of stuff?
Actually, even it's more easy out of Bali, because you will get easy access to stuff that you maybe need a dehydrator or blender. This kind is.
I mean products, yeah, easy to get them in Europe.
Actually, yeah. It's most of the people that join the classes, they are from America, from Europe, from Australia, and it's easy to get. Even now you can get coconut meat everywhere in the world. Yeah? In every supermarket I think you can buy already Thai coconuts or something.
What kind of desserts you do? Maybe something special what you like or people like?
Something special that the people most what they like is the chocolate cake, of course. Chocolate cake.
Raw, chocolate.
Chocolate
Okay.
cake. Still there's a piece left.
Yeah.
You want
We're gonna try later.
You know. But also we do very easy things like sorbet, pineapple orange ginger sorbet, which is so super simple. You don't need nothing. You just need a pineapple, cut it, you freeze it, you add an orange, a little bit of salt, put it in the food processor, and you have a very creamy experience. Like when you eat it, you think, wow, what is this? There is milk inside and whatever. Yeah, it's so creamy like this, but no, it's pineapple, no sugar, nothing added. Delicious. Of course, chocolate brownies, apple crumble, vanilla cream. It's kind of
3 days just cooking, and cooking, yeah?
yeah, 4 hours every day.
4 hours every day.
4 hours every day. Yes, it's a good balance. We have like each. We can say we make 10 different recipes a day, which are some recipes have more. Some dishes have more recipes. Yeah, like. I don't know, the base, the sauce, you also can combine them. So you can say 4 to 5 mains and 2 desserts every day. Of course, too much desserts you cannot eat in one day. That's why I make the 6 desserts in 2 days. It's fine. 2 desserts.
So you prepare and you eat there, yeah? Or,
we
yeah?
eat everything that we prepare. Yeah.
Nice.
Sometimes we eat in the next day. That's
Okay.
why day 2 and 3 belong together. But also I have other classes like fundamental, like a 1-day class. It's a little bit more simple, only 4 hours, where we do easy food that you can make at home for you. Also sometimes people want a custom class. They look on rawfoodbali.com and they design their own class. They say, I want this and that, and that they choose and they put in the items or they like to learn fermentation stuff. Sometimes people want to learn how to make kombucha and kimchi and sauerkraut.
You know how to make, yeah? Yeah?
Of course, no problem.
Okay, cool.
We can do everything.
And
Raw food certification class with Pure Joy Academy from Elaina Law. It's 1 month. We learned everything. There's nothing.
and do you have certification
sure.
from this?
Yeah.
From where? You can repeat it from.
Pure Joy Academy. That's from Tucson, Arizona. It's they do this for 20 years. They make.
And you have done
I have done.
where?
Here in Bali.
In Bali.
It was 1 month training here in Bali, 4 weeks. From the morning, I think we started at 8 o'clock, from 8 to 6. Raw food, lectures, raw food. So it's a lot of recipes, but it's also nutrition, and it's also they train you how to make classes, how to design a class, and how to demonstrate how to make recipes in public. Not only how to make food, also how to present food. Also really
Okay,
good class.
cool.
I really can highly recommend it.
And can you say me maybe from all your experience what you have in food and in your life, what kind of concept you bring to the people through this work?
Okay, I on my classes I only show how to make raw food, but I think the best concept of eating is a mixed diet or like raw fusion. Eat a lot of raw and eat a little bit lightly cooked and steamed, because then, my opinion, you have both benefit. Because also cooked food can have benefit. Yeah. So from raw food we have the enzymes that helps us easy to digest and bring everything, all the nutrition in the right position of the body. And also sometimes some things, cooked food, tomatoes, spinach, kale. When you cook them, it's a kind of pre-digestion, and some things get locked off already, like starches convert into sugar, proteins into amino acids.
When you say cooked, what kind of cooking? Steaming. Okay.
No oil, no use any oil, no deep frying and that kind of.
So keeps alive, yeah, some of ingredients.
The enzymes, when you heat them over 43 degrees Celsius or 118 Fahrenheit, of course the enzymes die, but when you eat it like 80% raw in one meal with a little bit cooked, you have the enzymes still from the raw food, and they can also work on the cooked food. It's good. You learn a lot of tricks in the class. You can cook without heat. You have to do this with mushroom, corn, all the things. It's very difficult to digest raw, so you digest them on the plate already. You soak them, for example, for half an hour in acids like lemon juice or in vinegar or something. You massage it with salt, break the cell. You simulate what the stomach is doing usually to make it soft. You put acid, so the enzymes work already on the plate and they pre-digest it. And later it's very easy for you to digest.
For what kind of people is this kind of course?
Actually, everybody that it's for everybody. Open.
I mean levels maybe of consciousness.
It's for really raw beginners, but it's also for people that is advanced already a little bit. So actually, the day 1 brings everybody on the same level. So day 2 and 3 is no problem for nobody. And when people really want only some really advanced stuff and they say, okay, you don't need to tell me about enzyme, about soaking and sprouting, about acidity and this, you can skip all of this. I just want the next level, how to make the most amazing chocolate cake and like this. You can start there also, it's no problem. I make a short check-up
and this
you can see, and then we can start somewhere. There's no problem, we can make custom classes. And
this course in a few days, for what kind of people you do it? What level is it?
That's, like I say, it's for everybody that want to change something in the life towards health. Everybody that know already about the importance of healthy food, or even if you don't know, it's no problem. You will see. It's an inspiration class. You see, you eat, you feel. That's it. You see, you hear, you listen, you feel the uplifting experience after. You see, you eat so many different things, you are so satisfied, you have so many different flavors, and after you don't feel tired, you get energy from it. Everybody, I get emails and messages from the people. They bring this food home, they share this with their loved ones, with their friends, and it's very touching for me. Like when I see that they really use it, and yeah, they ask, how can I do this and that? It's cool to see. Some people, I remember my dad, he stayed with me for more than 3 weeks. I only prepared raw vegan food, and he ate it all. After his blood sugar was fine, thyroid was fine, everything fine. In 3 weeks, everything resetted already. And that's the way. I mean, when you drive bicycle and you fall and you're bleeding, what do? You clean it and you leave it. That's it. The body knows how to do. You don't need to add anything. It's not about what we add, it's that what we leave away to give the body the time that he needs to heal. That's the important thing. That's what we do with the raw food. Yeah? Just give the nutrition what you need in the purest form without to add too much thing, and then the body know how to balance.